Shalom Akim. I'm gonna give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who teach and rule well, and salutations to all the Akim on four corners of earth who's pushing his truth and sincerity. Shalom Akim. Yeah, I want to get into this. It says America struggles with alarming wave of violence and mass shootings in September. You know, here's 7 Edomites on the screen. You know, whenever you cut on the news, you know, it from Monday through from Monday to Friday, you know, and you can throw the weekend in there too. You know, Esau's been putting in some work. You know, I was talking to somebody at my job, you know, trying to make them connect the dots, because you know the average people think this is just some coincidence. You know, that these dudes are just jumping up and doing this, and you know, and they just wake up with the spirit on them. No, man, there's a lot going on, you know. Yes, we are spiritual, but at the same time, you know, this right here, you know, you got multiple cases of things going on. You have some of these dudes be on them antidepressants. Some of them are on what's this thing called these hormone blockers they have out here. You gotta realize Esau got a line of things out here for them people to take, man. They got a pill. They got a pill for everything nowadays, you know. Any way you're feeling, you can change it another way with these pills they got out nowadays, man. You know, this mad scientist, this wacko, this wicked man, this is what he does, man. You know. But at the end of the day, we're seeing that he's the face of the real, he's a real killer, man. You know. But everybody else gets painted as the killer except for this devil. Well, when he runs the news, you know, when he runs your entertainment, you know, he runs the world, basically, and he runs your world for the most part, you know, especially to you 2/3, man, who still believe these things are just coincidental. Everybody has an AR-15. Everybody leaves a manifesto. Everybody nowadays are writing notes on their bullets and shit like that, man. Come on, man. This is Psalm 73, and I'm gonna start at 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. One thing you gotta remember, a lot of these dudes, you know, they're well off, man. You know, I don't know how the hell they get them AR-15s, but them things ain't like $5 or $10. You paying at least $1,500 to $2,000 for them, $2,500 at least for a good one, you know. So, you know, we could go down different avenues, you know, because some of them say, "Oh man, the military just dropped them off to them." That's another story. But they still have it, and they still have the money. They live in these good houses. They come from these good places, you know. Double parent households, most of them, you know, and the reason I'm saying that is because some on the news has interviewed like two or three of these guys on this picture right here, and their parents like, "Man, I never expected my kid to do that. I never expected him to go out and do that," you know. This is Psalm 73 and 4. For there are no bands in their depth, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men, man. So Esau gets away with these things, man. The whole time. I always bring this out, man. When I was growing up, you know, you know, and I always see Jake getting stopped, Jake getting pulled over, arrested, tickets. You know, they painted us the picture of crime, so to speak. You know, so I had to ask my mom as a kid. I said, "Mom, are these laws made for us only? Because I don't never see white people getting in trouble." And Mom said, "No, cat. You know, it's not." But right now, in this day and age, and I'm an adult now, you know, everything's making sense. It's all making sense, man. You know, they're not in trouble as other men, man. You know, these crimes, these laws were made for Jake, for you Israelites, man. You know, go jaywalk, see who gets the ticket. You know, run a red light in front of the police. Another instance, real quick. There was 4 police officers walking to a restaurant. 3 of them are white, 1 of them's black. White people got their food free. Jake had to pay for his food. You know, just letting you know, man. It's different for us, man. You know, they're not in trouble as we are, man. They get, this is their place. This is their rest. This is their kingdom right now, man. You know, so they're living it up in their kingdom. This is why when you cut on movies and stuff, they're the face of every actor, even though it's a kung fu movie or something. They doing it all, man. You know, because they run everything, man. And at the end of the day, you know, these devils aren't just shooting up you know what I'm saying, each other. They're going out shooting up kids. They're shooting up churches. You know. Don't forget about the mass shooting in North Carolina, where the Esau knows where Jake gonna be on Sundays. You know, and he ran up into that church and did his thing, man. You know. These are crazy times we're in, man. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time, man. You know, so we're going to be seeing more and more. The Lord's going to put a spirit upon these demons, man. Go ahead and rile them up, man. You know, go ahead and rile them up so they can do some more shootings, man. Because this is what it's about nowadays, man. These dudes is running up in the schools. They run up in the churches. You know, most of them are school shootings, man, for the most part, man. It's just, you know, one of my jobs I worked at, man. You know, this is where one of the school shooting, well, not a school shooting, but a mass shooting happened in the area, you know? And when I was going to the schools, and these are elementary schools, and they had high security, man. They had security. They had police officers in some of these elementary schools, man. And this was in the suburbs. This was far in the suburbs, but they had a mass shooting out there, you know, during one of their little, I want to say it was a 4th of July parade or something. They had a mass shooting over there. You know what I'm saying? Dude just came out and just chopped everybody. His parents are in trouble for it because they were like, they gave him the guns to play. But it's always, you know what I'm saying, some little story like that. But like, once again, they'll get lawyers and a lawyer up, and, you know, they'll beat their charges. Because like I read earlier, they're not in trouble as other men. But sometimes they do nowadays. Truthfully, you know, the tables are being turned, and Esau's laws are coming down on his own now, man. You know. But at the end of the day, John 8:44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abide not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a father. He is a liar and a father of it, man. You know, once again, you know, these dudes are murderers, man. You know, they don't. What these dudes? When you think about Esau, who's the ones always throwing up the Baphomet sign, man? Watching, I was on YouTube, and I'm watching this goofball Cam Newton it was a clip. It was a brother by the name, I think it's James Williams or John Williams. And he was trying to tell him, Cam was trying to make him throw up the Baphomet sign. He's like, man, bro, I'm not throwing that up, man, basically. That's how he was telling him. And then he tried to break it down for him, but Cam was ignorant, you know. He was still stuck on, man, I'm just doing this for peace. I don't know what that means. Yeah, exactly. Half you 2/3 don't know what nothing means. So you just do goofy shit, man, you know. You don't want to learn who your enemy is. These are the faces of our enemies right here, man. They 2/3 is stuck on BS, man. They everything's fun and games to them, man. Everything's fun and games to them. This is in these times, man. Once again, man, is that we ready to come down, man? You know, with great wrath, because you know we have a short time, man. Like scriptures speak about, man. So more and more shootings are going to be relevant, man, and especially the year. Well, we halfway through this year when you think about it, but man, this year has been nothing but mass shootings, man. And the year before that, man, and a few years before that, they shut everything down, you know. Yeah, this is the devil we dealing with, man. He got something for up his sleeve all the time, man. He ain't getting no rest until he goes out and does his wickedness, man. Now that we got to remember too, man. You know, everything is spiritual in this place, man. This is spiritual wickedness being run through this place, man. So these demons watch these TV shows. They listen to this music. You know, they're also in fear of what's going on in the world, man. You know, so it's a lot of things that's going on because Esau is also feeling that he's losing his grip, man, in this place, man. You know, and this is why he wants to destroy the earth. But he can't, man. You know, because the earth is the Lord's paradise, man. Babylon could get destroyed, but not the whole earth. This is Psalm 1:1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do he meditate day and night. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we have something that we're gonna hold on to dearly, man. Especially in these times we're coming into, man. these scriptures, man. And we got to meditate them on day and night, man, because these demons are coming for you, man. If the Lord is not dealing with you, man, you will get caught up in one of these mass shootings, you know. And Esau is the master of his weapons, man. That's the blessing he's got, man. You know. Let me continue. Psalm 1 and 3. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of the water, that bring forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and wherever so he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like a chaff which the wind driveth away, man. You know. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish, man. And our job is to point out who the ungodly is, man. You know, because our people believe everybody's gonna be saved, everybody's all right. You know, so what do you say to these dudes here, man? You know, the faces of evil. With that being said, just edifying. Shalom, Maki.